Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 5 fragrances from my collection that retail for under $50 that I think are fantastic fragrances. So if you want to know what fragrances there are, and there's a few different fragrances with each of these, and I'll talk about that more when I get into the list. But if you want to know about the affordable fragrances in my collection that I love, then keep watching. Now I do know you can get a lot of fragrances from discount sites, Amazon, off eBay, designer fragrances that range for $100, $200 for under $50. I am going to be talking about fragrances that retail, full retail price is $50. So you can get these for a lot cheaper other places. Because if I was just like, oh, you can get it from $50 from this site, this site, this site, that's not so much the point. A lot of these you can get at places for $10, $20. So that's kind of why I wanted to have this be affordable. So let's get into the list. The first one I'm going to talk about is going to be Lust from Guerrilla Perfumes. You can get this at Lush. This is the old packaging. I believe this one cost me $36. Now it's $42. And generally all of the fragrances from Lush are about that price. I'm not sure how much they are overseas, if it's more or less, but I do know that it's about $42 for the largest size. I particularly love Lust because this is one of the most complimented fragrances that I ever wear. And generally when I get complimented on it, it's not so much, you smell amazing, it's where can I get that? I want my girlfriend, wife, significant other, partner, spouse to smell like that. Where can I buy it? And I am always like so tickled and happy about that because I love it when people smell something and they immediately are like, they just kind of like imagine like their spouse or their partner smelling like that, and it's just, to me it's really awesome. When I smell really sexy scents on men, I'm the same way, you know. I smell a sexy scent on men and I'm like, that smells really good on him, and I'm like, oh man, I want my husband to smell like that. How can I like get him to wear that? I get really excited about thinking about my husband smell that way. So it kind of like gets me happy, the fact that people think that way too. It's not just me being a creep. And they're not being a creep. I think it's really genuine when people compliment someone on fragrance. This one is one of my most complimented fragrances. People tell me I smell really nice. People ask, again, where they can get it for their spouse or their significant other. And generally, overall, it's a very sexy fragrance. It's a very cinnamony, heavily spiced, carnal jasmine fragrance. I even think that's how they describe it on their website. There's just something about this fragrance that just oozes confidence and sex appeal while still being very easy to wear. You can even wear this very spicy, somewhat heavy white floral in the heat of summer. I wear this year round and it works pretty well. So yeah, Lust is definitely on this list, but a lot of other fragrances from Guerrilla Perfumes could also be on this list too. So that's basically kind of like what I meant, like, oh, there'll be different fragrances in each category. Like, this brand is really good if you're looking for really nice, unique fragrances that are affordable. Next up is this giant beauty from Demeter. Now Demeter, kind of like Guerrilla Perfumes, their fragrances are very inexpensive. This giant size is 4 ounces and it's $40. So the little sizes that you see that are half are $20. So you do get a lot of bang for your buck. You do get a pretty decent size. Now Demeter's fragrances are hit or miss. Some of them are amazing, some of them are fun, some of them are everyday, some of them are more romantic, more food, more what the crap are you thinking? But generally overall they are all the same price. Mulled Cider specifically made this list because I love mulled cider. I make it every year. As soon as September hits till literally January, I'm mulling cider all the time. My house smells like, doesn't smell like cats anymore. It smells like mulled cider. And you guys know it takes a lot to get rid of the cat smell. And I keep my house clean. Air fresheners, anything I can do. But when you have 5 cats, it's really hard. But mulled cider just fills the house. It's the best time of year because we smell cider and spices and it's warm and delicious and very inviting. And this fragrance smells just like it, and I love wearing this year round. And again, it falls underneath the $50 mark even for the largest size. So Demeter in general is a great place to go if you're looking for an affordable fragrance, especially if you want to get somebody something a little bit more whimsical and fun, but you don't think that they like crazy complex fragrances. Like, my husband really likes Demeter because they're really easy for him to understand. He likes the lemon, he likes the Earl Grey tea, he loves the cider. But when he gets into fragrances that are more complex, he kind of gets confused and he hates that. So if you know somebody who likes fragrances and likes to smell like roses or likes to smell like violets or really just wants something very simple, Demeter is a great brand to check out because generally their juice is pretty good and it's really affordable. And I think it's a great introductory into finding what fragrances you like to wear, you don't like to wear, what you're tired of without breaking the bank. Next up is from Library Flowers. I don't think this is available on their website anymore. I think you can get it from Amazon for cheaper. But I know the price of Library Flowers fragrances are about $48 for this size. So it does under $50, but you can get this cheaper. And this is Wildflower and Fern. I really like Library of Flowers. I think that there's something very whimsical, very clean, very fresh about these fragrances. Wildflower and Fern specifically is one of my favorite fragrances to wear out of the bath. It's my favorite around the house, in my pajamas, just smelling really clean and fresh, but at the same time you smell different than just a normal out of the bath scent would be for me. Like, I love out of the bath scents, you guys. Some of my favorites are Smoky Poppy from The Body Shop. I love the green tea fragrances from Elizabeth Arden. I really like the one from Nest, Amazon Lily. That's very ridiculously green, almost astringently green and soapy, but right out of the bath, it's perfect. And I do like the Wildflower and Fern. I used to have bubble bath of this, which was amazing, and I need to track down again. But Wildflower and Fern is just a slightly soapy green floral fragrance that's really light, almost sheer, but it's not like an astringent soapiness. It's just a very fresh, slightly sweet fragrance, and I really, really love this. Wildflower and Fern, again, also has a lot of other fragrances I'm looking and getting into, as well as like hand creams and body lotions and bath products, so they really do have a nice range of products you can purchase, but generally overall Wildflower and Fern is just a fragrance that I absolutely love in general, and it's under $50, which is why I made this list. Now, I mean, you guys knew this one was going to be on this list, obviously. Elizabeth Arden Green Tea. All the fragrances from this line I love. I'm collecting them all. They're all fantastic. But green tea specifically just is one of my absolute favorite. Brings back memories of school and constantly getting bottles of this for Christmas and my birthday, because I would go through, I think I've gone through in my life, no joke, at least 15 bottles of this. I used to shower in this in middle school and high school. I loved it, and I still do. Now, this was actually, the nose behind this was Francis Kirk John. This is the first fragrance from him that I really experienced and fell in love with. At the time, I didn't even know what a nose was. I just was like, perfume! But then as I started growing up and developing my nose, and I don't have a very experienced nose, I'm not sitting here saying I do, but you know, as you get more fragrances and you learn more about the fragrance community and, you know, the fragrance business, you learn the noses behind it, and I really started to realize that I like the way that Francis Kirk John composes fragrances. I really just enjoy them all, or most of them at least, and this was just one that just is fantastic. It's very fresh, it's very green, slightly sweet, bright, a little bit crisp while still being sweet. It's just a beautiful fragrance. Very easy to wear. You can wear this anywhere. I wore this to bed last night. I just felt so good, especially after a really stressful day. And it's just a fantastic fragrance. And the other ones from his line that I'm particularly really just enraptured and in love with are the yuzu version of this, the cucumber version of this, and the cherry blossom version of this. But I pretty much like them all. And retail price, I believe it's under $40, but you can find these at TJ Maxx and online for like 15 to 20 bucks. So these are a really good deal if you wanted to have a really nice range of very fresh fragrances, perfect for summer, at an affordable price. Definitely see if you can get your hands on the green tea sprays from Elizabeth Arden. Most of these fragrances are lighter, perfect for year-round. This one is one of the favorites from this line for me, but generally overall this is, you know, another great line. If you guys are into indie fragrances or indie houses or Etsy brands, this is, you guys hear me talk about him all the time, talk about this brand all the time. I adore them. Cinis Labs. Now, forgive not forget, this is the 50 ml. I believe this is $49.50 for this size. This is just generally overall, I love his fragrances. I love how he composes it. I love the bodies and the depth and the ruggedness and the sexiness and the syrupiness and the smokiness that all of his fragrances seem to have. You definitely have a point of view when it comes to Cinis Labs. You love it or you hate it. I love it. Very rugged, very manly, kind of reminds me of like a sexy lumberjack. You know, like with his finely oiled, perfumed beard, just ready to just take you on an adventure. I don't know. You guys know I go in weird places when I talk about perfume. Cinis Labs is definitely absolutely fantastic, and I love it. Forgive not forget, most definitely. This is like a spicy, incensey, sweet, heavy fragrance, but absolutely adore this. So yeah, I love Cinis Labs for that, because it's just really familiar, but at the same time it's really affordable, but still expertly done. So I really love the way that he composes his fragrances. I'm a huge fan. So anyway, yeah, those are the 5 fragrances that in my collection are under $50 that I love. Again, Demeter, Library Flowers, Guerrilla Perfumes, Green Tea, all of those. There are other fragrances in those lines that are under $50 as well that I would recommend. So these are kind of like representing the entire line, but definitely the ones I would pick anyway because they're my favorites out of all of them. These are the ones, again, under $50 retail, full retail price. Again, you can get the Elizabeth Arden ones for like, I think the cheapest I found them was like 12 bucks. So obviously you can get these a lot cheaper if you shop at Amazon or TJ Maxx or some of these wholesale sites or get testers. The only ones I don't think you can find cheaper are Cinis Labs and the Guerrilla Perfumes, but the other ones I know you can get cheaper. But I just kind of wanted to share these picks with you guys. I also wanted to know what you guys think. What are some great inexpensive fragrances under $50 that you guys love, that are great deals, beautiful juices, last all day, great performance? I'd love to know what you guys recommend and pick, because I think you can get lost in the sea of luxury, designer, and niche prices. And sometimes it's nice to remember that there are fragrances out there that retail for really inexpensive that are amazing. Amazing. And so that's kind of like why I wanted to share some of my favorites with you guys. So I'd like to know your favorites. So let me know. As always, guys, if you like my fragrance videos, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well. So always have something for you to watch. And in case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy. Have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time.